Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simon.
And I am a rail enthusiast who loves going up and down the country, riding on the trains, filming and taking photos of them as well. These videos of my railway journeys can differ sometimes, as they can go to plan or will go bad.
Welcome to Simon Trains Railway Journeys. Barnsley Station. This is an intermediate station between Wakefield, Huddersfield and Sheffield. This is one of the places we shall be visiting today on the South Pennines Day Ranger, which costs about £16.15 with a rail card. We'll also be visiting these other stations today: Wakefield Kirkgate, Chapeltown, Barnsley Interchange, Go Away Bus, and our last station of the day, Halifax. Now, the reason for this party is because I've got a hotel in Bradford tonight, so I thought I'll do a South Pennines Day Ranger. And also, we're hoping to get the Class 20s on the Railhead Treatment train. Now, as you will see in this video, this plan does not go to plan straight away. But it has to be changed, because there was supposed to be Mirfield in this, but we're about to watch this video now to show you how I got here. So we're going now to Rugeley Town Station to board the 0653 service to Rugeley Trent Valley, which is worked by 350 104. And then you can watch the disaster unfold after that. So, my train to Crewe has been cancelled. That's the 0710 off here. And it's going to cause a lot of problems now because I had an advance ticket on the 0724 from Stafford to Manchester, which went by Crewe. Now, this is the problem because my next train is now not till 8:09. Gets me into Stafford for about 20 past 8. My next train to Manchester is not till 8:30. So this has really buggered the plan of this morning. Really buggered my plan. I'm going to have to try and revise it as best I can to try and visit the stations I have planned today on this South Pennines Day Ranger. It's all because of unavailable train crew. But that train that just departed was the first train off Trent Valley, because the first two trains, the 6 in the morning, I can't remember the times, I think one's 6:45 off here, I think the other 6:15, I'm not too sure, they didn't run. Even the empty stock to here didn't run. So that was literally the first train to arrive and depart Rugeley Trent Valley this morning, because the one at 6:25 to Crewe was cancelled, the 7:10 is now cancelled, all because of no train crew. But one good thing I've seen at Rugeley Trent Valley now is they finally vinyl this sign up. Now it's a London North Western Railway sign. I've just come to the bridge with the West Coast Main Line up above, and the water here yesterday was absolutely horrendous indeed. The path was covered in water. As you can see, a Voyager's just passed, but it's died down a bit, but the road is still flooded as hell. The entrance to Rugeley Trent Valley is up there, but also here as well. This area is flooded. I'll actually step back a bit because there's a car coming, well, a van coming. Oh, he's taking his time. And across from the Yorkshireman's there, is also flooded up there as well. Literally, all roads into Rugeley Trent Valley are flooded. Well, after standing around Rugeley Trent Valley in the freezing fog for an hour, we've made it to Stafford. Now, we're going to be jumping on the 0828 now, which is due in about just after 8:30. And I'm going to be catching a train to Manchester. I've literally got to rechange the plan on the train to Manchester. Ridiculous, really. A lot of services out of Rugeley this morning were badly cancelled. The 0749 London cancelled, the 0849, no, the 0846 London Euston cancelled, there was trains on the Chase line cancelled, the 709 and the 625 to Crewe were cancelled. It was absolute chaos this morning. But we're on the move now, slowly on the move, to get to Manchester.
Calling Stoke-on-Trent, Macclesfield, Stockport and Manchester Piccadilly. This train is formed of 4 coaches. First class accommodation is at the rear of the train. Platform 5 for the 08 28
I'm now at Leeds station. Now the plan has been changed rapidly, but I'm going straight to Wakefield Kirkgate via Wakefield Westgate. 11:28, but that's running late. I'm going to try and have an hour's filming at Wakefield Kirkgate instead of Mirfield, which I was planning to go to today. I was planning to get off at Huddersfield, go to Ravensfield to turn around, Mirfield, Huddersfield, Leeds. I'll come straight to Leeds from Manchester. So I managed to fit in Wakefield Kirkgate for just over an hour's filming, and then we're going to go on to Chapeltown after that, which luckily I'll be back on the plan by then. You know, I'll film this pace of going out to Southport, which is just behind me here. I'm now at Wakefield Kirkgate, which wasn't planned today, but unfortunately it's one of those things that has to change the plan. Now that 66 that just went past, 66425 from direct rail services, I know what that is all about because I have heard the class 20s that are doing the RHTT, the Railhead Treatment train, has broken down at Wentthorpe, just before Wakefield Westgate Station. So that 66 is going up there to rescue the RHTT and send it back to York. So we might be able to see them in action. But this was part of the South Pennines Day Ranger today, because that was part of why I was going to Chapeltown and get them back at Barnsley. So, Wakefield Kirkgate. It was opened on the 5th of October 1840 by the Leeds and Manchester Railway. This was the only station at the time Wakefield until 1867, when Wakefield Westgate opened. In 1972 some demolition work took place, but Kirkgate Station was being listed in 1979. Between 2013 to 2015 the station went to undergo a major refurbishment, because at one point in the late 2000s, early 2010s, this was one of the worst stations in the country. But it does look lovely. It wasn't even planned to come here today because, as I mentioned in Leeds, it was supposed to be Mirfield and then go over to Huddersfield to Leeds to get to Chapeltown. But when I board my train at 1 o'clock to Chapeltown, I should be back on the plan then. Now also, as I mentioned, there's some RHTTs at Wentthorpe, which is just north of Wakefield Westgate. Now they're due back about 1 o'clock, the same time as I leave Wakefield Westgate. So we'll see if we can get the RHTTs or not. After the slight mishap with London North Western Railway this morning, this train is now my planned train, which was supposed to catch from Leeds. Managed to fit in Wakefield Kirkgate, and I'm back on the plan that I was originally doing. So I go to Chapeltown. There's a nice single box over here as well. Horbury Junction. Didn't want you to miss that, to be honest, but yes, so Chapeltown's the next stop. It was supposed to be for the class 20s, but like I said, they failed and they did not come through Wakefield Kirkgate for this train. So we're just going to Chapeltown for the hell of it now. After trying to get a plan back in order from 6 hours ago, from 7 in the morning, I'm back on my plan now and I'm at Chapeltown Station. Now this station was opened in 1984 by the government of the South Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive. Now the original station, which apparently is a quarter of a mile or 600 metres, in this direction behind me, I'll zoom it in a minute because I do have some zoomed in footage, but the sun is actually havoc today, to be honest. But anyway, that station closed in 1984 because that first station just over there actually opened in 1897 and was known as Chapeltown South. But as I mentioned, it did close in 1984, but the platforms are still there. We're here for an hour. I probably will pop in this building over here because that's an ad store as well. And then I'm going, well, I was actually going to go to Sheffield because to photo the Irish TTs there before they came back by Barnsley. But I might replan it, just go straight to Barnsley from Chapeltown and avoid Sheffield, to be honest. Behind me is a pacer and the 1984 platforms that were built at Chapeltown. Now I'll just go this way quickly because the train's not too far away actually, to be honest. But I'm going to show you the 1897 platforms quickly. Now, I do have this interest in disused stations, have been for like years, but when the right people came onto YouTube, started doing their own videos like Kinko stations and every disused stations from Whitewick's abandoned railways, Paul and Rebecca Whitewick, the interest of disused stations actually kind of grew on me lots, so that's why some of my videos now do have disused stations. Now we're just on this ramp here, but where this ramp is, behind this fence, which I'll just poke now, is the 1897 Chapeltown Station. So I'm going to go back to the 1984 platforms to catch my train to Barnsley now. I'm not going to Sheffield. I'm now at Barnsley Interchange Station. This station opened on the 1st of January 1850 by, now get ready because this is a mouthful, by the Sheffield, Rotherham, Barnsley, Wakefield, Huddersfield and Crewe Railway. On the 2nd of June 1924 it was renamed to Barnsley Town. Now on the 1st of August 1924, this is just under 2 months, it was renamed to Barnsley Exchange. Now it wasn't until the 13th of June 1960 it was just named Barnsley, because there is another station in Barnsley that I only found out today, it's just a few minutes down that way, which we'll probably visit the disused site of it in a second. But on the 20th of May 2007, it was named Barnsley Interchange when they moved the buses next door to it. Because there is a bus station literally next door to the railway station. So you get off a train and hop on a bus. Right, we've got about just under 20 minutes to kill, so I'm going to try and see if I can get to this disused station. It's literally just beyond the bus station. Behind me is the disused station. Now this is Barnsley Courthouse Station. Now the station opened on the 1st of May 1870 by the Midland Railway. It had 3 platforms, but the station closed on the 19th of April 1960 and completely demolished in the early 1970s. I think this was part of the line as well, these arches here. So I don't know if the station was actually on top of them or not. I've done some quick digging, and that viaduct right here is the track. So where that building is, the line actually carried on up there. So Barnsley Courthouse Station was a bit elevated, but it was there. But where I took the picture from is where it was but elevated. So I want to try and get on there quickly before I catch the 1640 to Wakefield Kirkgate. We're now standing on the track bed of the Midland Railway, and behind me right here is where Barnsley Courthouse Station is, or was. Now it's just a car park. So this is the Midland Railway track bed, which actually used to be a bay platform here that took you to Penistone, because I think there was a branch line train to Penistone from here. But just right here, that's where Barnsley Courthouse Station was, which closed in 1960.
Wakefield Kirkgate.
I'm now back at Wakefield Kirkgate. Now, right here the music, which sounds lovely in a minute, but I'll tell you what's not lovely. Grand Central has cancelled the train. So instead of going to Halifax direct now, I've got to go to Huddersfield, and then from Huddersfield to Halifax that way. Going to be about half an hour late, but it doesn't really affect me much because I was going to film at Huddersfield in the night time anyway. It's going to be a night filming session. Halifax, sorry, not Huddersfield. So we're going to get this Castleford to Huddersfield train. I think it's going to be a 153 on its own. I think it's a one coach train.
platform 1 of the 1739 Trent Valley Express service to Manchester Airport via Manchester Victoria. Forward Manchester Victoria, Manchester Oxford Road, Manchester Piccadilly and Manchester Airport. This train has 3 carriages.
We're about to board this train now. This is 150-116. It's going to take us to Halifax. Now, we'll be filming Halifax in the darkness, which is basically now. Unfortunately, this has happened because the clocks have gone back the day before. Anyway, it's about time I did Halifax in a night shoot anyway, so we do that, and then we're going to call it a day to get to Bradford Interchange and a quick walk to the Travelodge, which is next to Bradford Forster Square Station. So we're going to jump on board this now and we're going to leave Huddersfield. But sadly though, I couldn't find Phoenix or Bolt at all. Usually, when I'm here, it's daylight. I usually film in the day, but this is the first time I'm actually filming Halifax Station in the night. Now, it's just cancelled a few trains. They're not too worried about, but hopefully going to get the 1909 off here, which is running a bit late, so it gives me a good hour here to get to Bradford. And plus I can have an hour filming trains here as well. Now, Halifax Station was built on the 1st of July 1844 by the Manchester Leeds Railway, but it wasn't on this site. It was a completely different station, which I don't know where it was, to be honest. But the 7th of August 1850, the station was resited and permanent buildings showed up on the 23rd of June 1855. Now, between 1885 to 1886, the station was rebuilt and enlarged. Now, in June 1890 was the start of a few name changes for this place. First one was renamed to Halifax Old. Then on the 30th of September 1951, it was renamed to Halifax Town. And the final name change was on the 12th of June 1961, when it was just renamed Halifax. So we're going to film a few more trains in the dark and then off to Bradford Interchange, which will be our last station of the day, right over there, and then walking over to the Travelodge next to Bradford Forster Square Station, which is also where I'm starting tomorrow's journey at. Waiting for this 1909 to Leeds, which goes to Bradford Interchange. Now this is a delayed service from Chester, so I think this is 195. It's definitely 3 coaches, I know that. It says so on the board. But what I've done is I've caught this train so I can have a full hour and a bit at Halifax. I'm only missing the 1914 to Manchester. Oh no, that's the Chester that's terminated short. It's alright, the footbridge is just above. So that'll be due shortly. And we're going to Bradford. I'm now in the Travel Lodge in Bradford now. Now before we get started with the day, this plan basically, can I rest it? So I'm going to rest it here for a second. You can just see there, yep. And there's a trash can. This plan. Basically, I'd like to know what the hell London North Western Railway, well West Midlands Trains, was doing in the first place. Cancelling trains left, right and centre this morning. It affected my train, it affected my plan big time. Because I had a connection with CrossCountry to catch at Stafford and I did not make that connection. I ended up having to catch the 8:28 off Stafford. But I got to Manchester, went Manchester over to Leeds. I went to Wakefield Kirkgate. Now there was some cancellations apparently with Northern and the Kirkgate area, but I wasn't really affected as much, in fact very little, none to be honest. Then I got back on the plan to Chapeltown, filmed at Chapeltown Station. It's a lovely station, and seeing that disused old platform from 1897. Then I went over to Barnsley, did some film at Barnsley. I was planning to go to Sheffield, then Barnsley, but I just went straight to Barnsley to be honest. But it gave more time to have a look at another disused station, which I did not know it was there, till I was looking on the train thinking, Barnsley's got to have a second station, and it was there. Barnsley Courthouse Station. Then went over to Wakefield Kirkgate. The Grand Central service was cancelled. Didn't even ran from King's Cross. So I ended up going to Huddersfield to get to Halifax. It was a good night shoot at Halifax to be honest. Filmed some trains there. Then we got a 195 which started at Chester going to Leeds, which stopped at Bradford Interchange to turn round. It was running nearly half an hour late, but it was a good. To be honest, the ride on the 195 on Halifax to Bradford was better than on the West Coast Main Line between Preston and Manchester, to be honest. It was a little better. So, and that's it really. Bradford, walked it here, and that's it. Now, tomorrow's plan is that I'm going to Leeds, then I'm going to Northallerton. I actually kind of owe Northallerton from last time because yeah, it really went bad last time with the 50-mile-an-hour winds and the wires carried down around the Durham area. So we're doing North Allerton first, then we're going to Darlington, and then we're going to spend the afternoon in York. And then after that, it's back to Rugeley. Well, that's if London North Western Railway actually runs a train from Stafford. Because the problem was with this morning's cancellations had a knock-on effect all day. And it's right through the evening peak. And to be honest, it's not really fair. But anyway, that's it. So I'm going to end now. Simon Train's YouTube FB page on Facebook. Simon Train's Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you for the next day, which will be the video in a week's time that I'll be uploading. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this South Pennines Day Ranger, which wasn't really a good one, to be honest.